It is close to 5 years since Kenyan forces set foot in Somalia, with then-President Mwai Kibaki's administration sending thousands of troops across the border to pursue al-Shabaab militants blamed for a series of attacks and kidnapping on Kenyan soil. It is a war that Kenya fought fiercely, managing to capture the city of Kismayo, which was the then al-Shabaab last stronghold after being defeated in Mogadishu and other northern and central Somalia towns. According to analysts, the war against the ragtag militia was never without support of the West, with the US offering aerial support, launching drones from a military base in Djibouti, as well as feeding the Kenyan ground troops with intelligence reports.
The drones, they have their base in Djibouti, from where most of the drones attacks on these groups are done. And they from time to time, there is an understanding that there is a collaboration between Kenya and the United States as far as sharing intel is concerned.
Kenya has also benefited in terms of equipment from the US and other Western allies following a series of attacks by al-Shabaab militants, and experts now say Obama's visit will most definitely focus on the region's security and especially the war in Somalia.
The ongoing challenges of violent extremism and terrorism, besides trade and other interests the United States of America has here in Kenya. And most likely he is going to propose to support the Kenyan government in the war against terror.
Though the collaboration between the two countries in combating the vice achievement is notable, security analysts say there are two sides of the coin in this situation. According to the Horn of Africa Prevention of Violent Extremism expert Mustafa Ali, Kenya, unlike in the past, has now put herself in direct conflict with extremist groups by openly supporting the West in the war on terror. Ali argues that terror attacks in the past used to target Israeli and Western interests, but after sending troops to Somalia, almost every Kenyan citizen became a soft target.
It has both the positive and the negative sides. And one is that what has happened is that the Kenyan government has been able to access some resources in the fight against terrorism and violent extremism from the United States of America. It has been able to access facilities and equipment to bolster the capacity of the security agencies to address the war on terror. On the other side is the friendship that the United States of America has with Kenya has emboldened the militant groups to want to attack Kenya even more.
With Obama set to visit, some analysts claim there might be notable changes in terms of technological support, but ruled out any possibility of eliminating extremism through military action.
It's very easy to say that, oh no, we haven't, we don't have, and we haven't advanced any interest of ours, the boys should come back. But the reality is that we've got probably under 5,000, armed forces inside Somalia. They can come back and we could still be having the same problem, because fighting terrorism is a process rather than an event. It's going to be a while. We should for sure ask the question, when are the boys coming home? Because this is to prevent this turning into an open-ended, stay in Somalia by Kenyan forces. But at the same time, we have to be circumspect. There are things that we could do now within Kenya that could probably avoid some of these things.
And with many youths reportedly joining radical groups, Mustafa says the only way to end violent extremism is by targeting the hearts and minds of those involved, by involving imams and community leaders. Despite all security measures and expert advice, Kenya is still reeling in cases of insecurity, with the most affected region being northeastern Kenya. It is a situation that has not just forced the government to deploy thousands of security personnel in the volatile regions, but has also seen installation of state-of-the-art surveillance equipment in major cities and towns to avert further attacks.